Last time on Sword Coast Adventures, you guys made an ally with Celise, and you're able to pick up a potion to cure her, and a mana Magitech Rainbow, and she got you into the disease research place, and you were able to get the cure for mana disease as well as the alchemic formula, which she was planning to use to make herself a more valuable person to work with as she leaves. You fought a giant, nasty creature called a Gigas, which was like a Triceratops thing. You guys were able to take it down pretty easily. And you proceeded to chase Harvey the researcher through level 2 security past Xenophia's office and lab into a room called G Containment on the map that you had, past the mana reactor. Within there, Harvey used a spell to flip a switch and unleash a monster. I actually used the wrong spell description last time. I said it was prestidigitation, but it should have been mage hand. But it does the yeah. They're both cantrips, so yeah, doesn't use a spell slot. And he had that. Okay, then you started fighting. Icy hit him with a produce flame. I made a mistake and didn't have the damage, but Icy, you would have noticed that the fire was not as effective, which leads you to think that this creature is resistant to fire. So out of game, that means that he would take half damage from fire attacks.
Horn whip him.
Yeah, so you might want to use other attacks if you want to get higher damage. Um. Okay, cool. So let's. I will try to also describe this creature you're fighting. Um. So I described last time. One of its arms was like a giant great sword made of bone. It has like veiny, bumpy skin. It's very tall. It has horns kind of coming out through its long black hair. It has kind of a dark grayish, purplish skin and pointed ears, sort of like an elf. It doesn't seem to have lips. It has its teeth are exposed, and it has some parts of its body are covered with kind of shards of bone that sort of work as armor. I do notice it has a big, looks to be like a oversized heart that's kind of protruding from its chest. And yeah, that's what it looks like. So you're in the middle of combat with it, and we just got back to the top of the order. It was Celise's turn, and she just saw researcher Harvey do a misty step and go past her. So she's gonna turn around and shoot a ray of frost at the mage, which, if it hits, will reduce his speed by 10 feet and also give him cold damage. Okay, let's see if it hits. That is a nat 1. So she misses.
Ah.
Damn. That sucks. She does have movement, so she's gonna run over to him to try to get in his way a bit. Actually, that was 15 feet. She'd be able to run kind of in front of him. So she's trying to get in his way. Okay, Rokus, it's your turn.
Well, if that was 15 feet, then at 30
Here's
feet,
this room's about 15 feet, so 15 feet here.
so I should be able to get close enough to him to hit him.
Yes, see. 15, 15. Yeah, you can run right up to him from there.
Okay, I'm gonna run up and put my rapier in his back.
All right. Cool. Roll the hit. Also,
right.
if you want to do non-lethal damage, you can stab him in the leg and he'll go unconscious. You don't have to kill him if you want to.
I'm afraid to leave him alive.
If you take him to 0 hit points, he'll be unconscious. So just that's just up to you.
Okay. And he'll stay unconscious?
Yeah. If you say you're doing non-lethal damage, he won't be. I won't have him do death saving throws or anything, and he won't have a chance to wake up unless someone heals him or
Okay.
does something.
Oh, okay, then I'll hamstring him.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 plus 5, so it's a 23.
Yeah, that hits him.
22 rather.
That hits.
And first the sword would be 10 damage. Is that enough to take him out?
Yes. So you
Okay.
stab him in the back of the calf muscle, and he falls down and kind of passes out.
Okay. And I don't have any more movement, so I guess I'm done.
Okay, cool. So I'll leave him on the board. So that next would have been his turn, but now he's unconscious. I see it's your turn. You're actually I think you were like right in his range. He was attacking you last time. So you can't run away without getting an attack of opportunity. He can if you want to avoid that, you can use the disengage action and run away.
Wait a second. The monster's facing um facing icy. Why would he have to disengage?
I'm talking about icy.
Turn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How come Rokus could run without disengaging?
Because he moved away from you guys, and you both got opportunity attacks on him last time. So that means he was out of your range.
Okay.
So right now Harvey's just barely out of his range. So Harvey can run too when it's his turn. But I see you're kind of stuck.
Okay.
If you want to get away to your comrades, you can use the disengage action, but then you can't attack.
In order, there was Cecile, Rokus, and then there's the MG. Is that the monster?
I can tell you the turn order if you want, since we've gone through it.
Okay.
It's Celise, Rokus, Harvey, the mage, researcher guy, then Icy, then Seraphim, then Harvick, then Fuki Jones, and then the monster.
Seraphim's in there now.
I included him earlier, so.
Okay, and it's the creature that I'm next to?
Yeah.
Yeah, you only have one enemy at this point, because the mage is unconscious.
I guess I'll do... If I use Produce Flame, can I use a bonus action to take the healing potion?
No, potions take an action. And also, remember the flame is half damage on this guy.
What else can I do?
In Thorn Whip.
You have many things you can do.
Get the hell out of there, for one thing.
Right now, you want to make yourself...
I'll Thorn Whip him.
If you want to.
Okay. I rolled an 18 plus 7 is 25 to hit.
25 hits.
Okay, and then it's 2d8s.
Okay. Go ahead.
Plus 3, a total of 7.
Alright, cool. You did 7 damage.
No, I screwed up. Thorn Whip is 2d6s. I've got to redo that.
Okay, that's fine. Try again.
4 plus 3 is 7.
Oh, same. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you still have movement. You could run. He'll get it. He'll be able to hit you. But if you wanted to do that, you can do that.
Okay,
Why didn't you heal yourself?
Should I run behind Harbeck? Or should I run out and around the door? I gotta run behind Harbeck.
Shit.
All right. He's gonna get an attack on you though. You understand that, right? You have a chance to hit you here.
Where should I go? I don't know. Should I run out the door?
No. The point is, if you run, he's gonna hit you. Do you want to take the chance?
He can still hit me where I am.
That's true, but he has to wait for his turn.
Okay, then I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. All right. Next is Seraphim's turn. He's doing things. But we won't know what he's doing until Pookie Jones' turn.
Okay, I'm gonna
Harvey,
tell
it's your
Pookie.
turn.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Pookie. And I've given him a mental map of the place. To go to the door by the stairs, and he'll see 3 heads in the lock there. Make sure the door's closed, and then pull the heads out with his teeth, and I'll hide them. Places where Xeraphon won't be able to find them.
Okay. All right. You give him you explain it where you want him to go, and I'm gonna do an intelligence check on him, see if he can understand the directions.
Come on, Pookie.
He got a 10. It's his average, so yeah, he generally gets the idea of where you want him to go. Okay. So that's your like talking part. So go ahead and do your movement and action.
Okay. Well, that was a thinking part. So can I do a talking part as well?
I guess so. Sure. Just remember,
Okay,
it's pretty short, not a conversation.
Right. Okay, I'm just gonna yell to Icy, "Get the hell out of the room!" And then I'm gonna have to go up to the monster and try to whack him.
Okay,
I'd
are you
say
gonna try to get
be
next to
yelling
Icy
to her
or?
heal her.
Actually, no. Wait, no. I'm just gonna go out of the room.
Okay.
I don't see any other. Yeah,
Right,
I'm gonna have to go out of the room.
Yeah, you're able to get out without going into his range. So I have you
Right.
here. That's about.
I'm gonna.
You still have a.
I'm gonna
you
go
can
over
move
next
about
to Rokus.
Okay,
I'm gonna
you
go
can
over
only
next
get
to
to about
Rokus.
there. Rokus has 35 movement.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, you
Well, I
get
can
about
go 30. I can go 30.
Yeah, I'm just.
With those shoes, he can.
Yeah, I guess that's
Okay.
true. You can get right to Rokus. Yeah. You can't get as far as him.
I can't believe you guys.
What was I supposed to do?
You can go ahead and attack the fucker.
Yeah, but if I do,
Icy
Oh, yeah,
has
right.
no
Don't fight.
hit
Don't
points.
fight. It's okay. You guys, your
Icy
characters
has
cannot.
no hit points unless he miraculously misses her.
I know.
Then she's out of the fight. We
She's
don't
gonna be
have
out of the
anybody
fight
to heal
anyway.
us. We don't have any
She's gonna-
spells.
she's gonna
We're
be
all
out of
gonna
the fight.
fucking die.
He's going to be out of the fight anyway.
All right. So
I can't kill him. He's going to kill her, and we're done. So, and then I have to get away from the monster.
All right. Calm down, guys. Harvey, you shouted to Icy, "Get out of the room," and Rokus says, "What the hell are you guys doing?" And yeah. So your action, you can do a prepared action here if you want. If he approaches you, you can hit him, or you can take a dodge action.
I'll do what's a dodge action?
Gives him disadvantage on you.
Okay, I'll do a dodge action.
Okay, cool. And remember that takes your reaction also, so you can't use your shield in that case.
Okay.
Next is PJ's turn. He's trying to sneak. Who's it? Zeraphim is in the main foyer looking around. So in order to go past, he's gonna have to do stealth to get past Seraphim. Do you want to roll for his stealth?
Oh, okay. What do I roll?
Just roll a d20 and add +2.
Okay, d20 plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. 4.
Alright. Seraphim is gonna try to see him. I'm gonna do perception with him.
It's just a dog.
Alright, well, he saw him. Pookie Jones reports back to you right now. He says, Seraphim saw me, but he's kneeling down and he's like coaxing me towards him and smiling. He says, "Where's your master, boy?"
Okay, I'm gonna tell Pookie to act like Lassie does when Timmy's in the well,
Okay.
and see if you can lead him outside to where the circle of teleportation is.
Okay.
Make him think that there's something wrong with that.
All right. Okay, so Pookie Jones kind of does a playful doggy bow and then runs towards the front door to lead him out, and Pookie says that he's following. Okay. Next is the monster's turn. He sees the target right in front of him, which is Icy. He's gonna try to attack.
Seeing as how he ran out.
Alright, he hits Icy with a 22 to hit.
Points.
Hold
5
on.
hit points left.
How much did you have left?
5.
Okay, he does 19 damage on the first bit of the damage, so you are unconscious. And you'll have to do a death save when it comes to your turn. So you're no longer a combatant. He moves towards Harvick. Harvick, he's gonna try to hit you with his second attack, but he'll have disadvantage because you're dodging. 12 and plus his thing. That's 20 to hit.
He hit me.
Alright, that is 22 slashing damage, so you can reduce it. And then you also get some acid damage.
Just use a shield? I mean, wouldn't Harbeck use a shield?
He can't. And the shield only...
Can't use my shield on myself.
Yeah, it works on others. He used dodge, so that's basically it. And 13 acid damage.
How much is that total?
35.
-3 for the slashing.
That's right, 32.
Okay. This guy's mean. Okay.
So that is his turn. Back to Celise. Top of the order. Alright, I don't see any other spells I can use to help you guys, so she's gonna do Ray of Frost instead. That is another miss. Damn. Okay. Sorry. I guess she would continue to run away. It is Rokus's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna step up and try to stick the monster.
Alright.
Got a 21 to hit.
You get side by side with Harvick there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
21 to
this guy
hit.
off and just draw a circle here. Okay, what to hit?
21.
That hits.
Okay, a sword would be 8 damage.
Okay, remember to give me the total.
Okay, sneak attack is 4.
Okay.
And one more for Colossus Slayer. That's what, 13?
Okay. All right, Rokus. So Rokus has seen one of his companions go down, and he saw Harvick taking a big hit. How is Rokus feeling right now?
Disappointed.
Disappointed? Are you feeling in distress?
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. Icy, roll a d20.
I got an 18.
All right, that's a success. So on your sheet, if you've taken yourself down to 0, you should have success and failure for the death saves.
I did an X in the success.
Okay, cool. Next.
Do I
Seraphim.
roll again?
No, just once. You do it once every time it comes to your turn until you either come back to life or die. So it is Seraphim's turn. He's doing something that PJ will tell you on his turn. Harvick, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to do my last spell that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my fingers crossed, but I'm going to do hold person.
Okay, I'll just tell you that that's not gonna work on this creature.
Okay. How come it won't work on the creature?
He's not a person.
Yeah, I think
Well, it just
he's
says
transformed. Yeah, it says humanoid, right?
yeah. It says a wisdom check on a humanoid.
Yeah. Let's see what. You know what? I'm gonna let you try it. My original reasoning was because he had transformed past, but I think yeah, he's still pretty much a humanoid shape. He's just missing an arm. So sure. Go ahead. You can do it if you want.
Okay, so what do I roll?
I think he has to roll.
Yeah, wisdom check.
Okay.
Hopefully he's not too smart.
He got a 13 minus 2, 11.
It work because it's a 14 is the.
So he has to roll over the 14.
I thought you said he got a 13 minus 2.
Yeah, I said if he rolled over 14, he would not be affected.
Right, so he is affected then.
Yes, you have held him.
Okay. Okay.
Good job. Let's make sure of the spell here. Hold person is concentration. Choose a humanoid you can see within range. At the end of each turn, it can make another wisdom saving throw. If it succeeds, the spell ends. So on its turn, at the end of its turn, it can try to get out. But that means it doesn't get to do anything on that turn. So you've held him for at least the next turn. Okay, cool. And that means that anybody else hitting him gets advantage. Alright. So, now she casts the +5 AC on you, but that doesn't really matter at this point since you've held him. That only lasts for 1 round, I believe. But, okay, it's PJ's turn. He says, Seraphim is following me outside. I'm at the summoning circle. He's walking this way.
Yes. Scratch around the middle of the circle. You know.
Okay. Cool. He says he'll do that. Next is the monster's turn. It's gonna roll to see if it can get out of the hold person. That is 15 minus 2, 13. So he fails. Just barely fails. So Lisa's turn. She's gonna shoot between you guys. So hopefully she won't hit a nat 1. She has advantage though. Because he cannot move. Okay, 17 plus something. Let's see, what is it plus? Oh, gonna go back to cities. Okay, plus hit 6 to hit with spell attacks. So that is 23 to hit. That hits. So Ray of Frost. She does 2d8 damage. Ooh, an 8 and a 6. So 14 damage. And if he's slowed, you can see he freezes over a little bit. So his movement is reduced by 10 feet. Cool. Rokus, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna stab him.
You have advantage.
Okay. A 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, the sword is 10 damage. Sneak attack 5 more. Oh, goody, and another 1 from the Colossus Slayer. Colossus Slayer's been a lot of help. That's 16 total.
Alright, cool. You stab into him and pull it out, but he seems to be paralyzed by Harvick's holding person. He's not able to react. But you're poking him with holes. He still looks not too bad though. Icy, it's your turn. Roll a d20. 10 and up is a success.
I got a 15.
Alright, that's 2 successes.
I was going to say something. The creature has taken 54 damage.
Yeah, he's a tough boy.
Holy smokes, is he ever?
Alright, it's Zerafin's turn. He does something. Harvick's turn.
Okay. All right. I will attack, I guess, to start out with. On there. Does he have advantage?
Attack, if you're, are you planning to do something else? Because remember, if you use your action, then
right.
okay. So
I can move after that, though, right?
You can move, yes, and he can't attack. He can't hit you right now.
Right. So I will attack him.
Okay.
Do I have an advantage on hit?
Yes, and you have your 2 attacks.
Right.
For 1 action.
Okay. First one is 7, so I get another shot, though, right?
Yeah.
For hitting?
Yeah. Advantage.
20.
Natural
18 plus
20?
2. Oh, just 18 plus 2.
Oh, okay.
Hit.
Yeah. 20 just hits. His armor class is 20.
Okay.
I thought your sword had like a +5 to hit.
No, plus 2. No, plus 9. I'm sorry. Oh, I did in the wrong one. I was
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
Yeah. Okay. So I got let's see, all right, 27 to hit.
Well, I already said you hit,
sorry.
But we'll let that be your second attack.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So then
do the damage for the first attack.
Okay, damage for the first attack. 8, 2 plus 6.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say the one you rolled there second is your second attack, and that hits. So roll damage again.
2 plus 6, same thing, 8.
Oops, I did the wrong one there. Okay, so cool.
Now I'm gonna run over to Icy
Okay, so yeah, you're
and
able to get to
give her a point so she can come back up.
That's an action.
If I give her,
you can't do
it's
that.
an action.
Yes.
Okay, I'll run over to Icy anyway.
Okay, you're at her body. You see, she seems to be breathing still. That's a bit rough.
Now, would it be an action to grab that her magic missile thing?
Yes. And I don't think it's any more strong than your sword, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, Pookie Jones' turn. He says Seraphim is looking at the circle, and he has Seraphim says, the circle seems to have been disabled. Well, that's good. Don't want any more company. So Pookie reports that to you.
Okay. Just stay scratching around the middle of the circle there, and look at him like you think he should do something.
All right. So he's gonna do that. Next is the monster. It is held. It's gonna try to get out again. 18 minus 2, 16. That gets out of it. So at the end of his turn, he breaks free of your hold on him. It's Elise's turn. She no longer gets advantage. She's gonna shoot at him.
With her magic missile, or?
Hold on.
She's used 2.
Yeah, let me see what she. I was having her use Ray of Frost for there.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's see, magic missile.
I think she used
I
2.
think she's gonna use Ray of Frost again. It's higher damage than magic missile.
Freezing solar.
But yeah, let's see. That's not enough to hit though. She misses again. She's thinking maybe I'll do a magic missile next time so I can at least get some little bit of damage. Ruckus, it's your turn.
Okay, I rolled a 12 to hit, so I don't think I hit him.
No, that misses. Your sword bounces off of one of his bony parts as you try to stab at him. He blocks it out of the way, and you can see that he's no longer held by the magic. I see. Roll a d20 for your death save.
17.
What?
I rolled a 17.
17. You got 3 successes.
I know, that was lucky. Now what do I do?
You are at 1 hit point.
Can I take?
Hold on, I'm not sure if you can do anything on this turn. I think you can't. Alright, so according to this, my quick check is that you still have 0 hit points, and but you are not in risk of dying. So you're just unconscious now. So no, you can't do anything right now. You're still unconscious.
Okay.
But
I'm
you
not threatened to the
don't
monster,
have to
so
worry
leave
about
me
dying.
alone.
Okay, cool. Seraphim is doing something. Now it's Harvek's turn.
I guess we'll have to attack him. I was hoping I could wake up Icy.
You can do that now.
Yeah, but then that's an action, right?
Yeah. You see that she's breathing, so you think she's just unconscious. So you know she's not in. Harvick can see that she's not in peril of dying right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So I don't have to save her life at this particular point in time.
Right. You've used all your spells, so I don't think you have much up your sleeve.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
So it's up to you. You want to go hit, or you want to get her
Yeah.
back in the fight? She could do some extra damage, or you can go and hit right now. It's up to you.
Okay, I think I'm stronger than she is in terms of hit points, so I'm going to run up and attack.
Okay. Are you? Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go ahead. So you run over to the creature, try to hit him again. Do you want to get next to Rokus so you can shield him, or
Yes.
are you trying to? Okay.
I'm trying to protect Rokus. Get close enough so that if he goes for Rokus, he'll probably go for me, but
yeah, cool.
Do the best we can on there. Okay. And so, okay, so I go to hit. $21.
That hits. Roll your damage.
12.
12 damage?
Yep.
Okay, second
And
attack.
14.
To hit is a miss. 20 is his AC. Alright, that's your turn. Okay, Pookie Jones says that Seraphim is he's ripped out a couple of the stones where Pookie was digging, but he didn't find anything, and seeming to get bored of following the dog's orders. So he's walking back towards the house. But before he walked back, he pet the dog. It's the monster.
Go with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can send him some.
Right.
You can respond.
Wag your tail and ask. Wag your tail, act friendly, and go along with him.
Okay.
Stay out of his range. Stay, without. Don't get close if you can, without him being suspicious. Stay out of range of his, where he can't whack you without running up towards you or something.
All right. Okay, it is the monster's turn. It's gonna try to hit Harbeck because you hit him. That is a miss. Second attack is also a miss. Lucky for you. Celise's turn. She's gonna do magic missile this time. That's her last first level spell. She does 5 damage. Okay, Ruckus, your turn.
15 to hit.
That's a miss.
I was afraid of that.
All right, that's your turn. I see. Roll a d4. It's your turn. Roll a d4. This is how many hours till you wake up without anyone helping you.
Oh, I can't take a potion of healing?
No, you're unconscious still.
Okay, I rolled a 1.
Okay, so after an hour, you will wake up whether anyone comes to help you or not. It is Seraphim's turn. Harvick's turn.
I will continue to attack.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. 16.
That misses. Try your second one.
13.
Misses again.
Those are with +9, dude.
You're right. 4 plus 9 is 13.
Oh, okay. I thought you rolled a 13.
Okay. Pookie's turn. He says he's following behind Zeraphim at a distance, about 15 feet. And pretending to be a dumb happy dog. Says the ATC guards are questioning the hunter Finn near the front door of the house. And Zeraphim's headed back inside. Any new orders? He's gonna continue following.
Okay. If Zarathan moves out of the foyer, so he's in one of the rooms, and try to make sure that door's closed and take those heads out.
Okay, cool. All right, monster's turn. It's gonna attack for Harvit. That's a hit. 26 to hit. Let's see. That's 21 slashing damage and
I'm out.
12
I'm out.
acid damage.
I'm out.
Okay. Okay, I don't move your character. Alright, he does his second attack on Rokus. Sorry, hold on.
Rick's unconscious now too?
That's right. Okay, 20 to hit Rokus.
That hits.
20 slashing damage. 13 acid damage.
What's the total?
33.
A double on Rokus as well.
No, it's just one hit on each of them. So, Rokus, you still up?
Yeah, I got 5 hit points.
Alright. Rokus.
I'll take my...
Hold on.
Celia.
I guess I'll do this on your turn.
Cecile's turn.
Yeah, Celise's turn.
Celise.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I don't know if you guys are getting into it, but my heart's actually beating pretty fast from this crazy combat. Got elevated heart rate.
It's just too hard to kill. I mean, he's got 54 points against him. 54.
How did you know he has 50? How'd you know he had 54 points?
Because I've been adding them up.
I mean, that's how many we've hit him with so far.
It's at minus 54.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Celise's turn. Alright, she's gonna try another Ray of Frost. Alright, that's a hit. Hold on.
They damage him big time.
3, 6, that's 9. And he's slowed by 10 feet. For the, next round.
Took 9 damage?
Yeah. So, including last time's damage, it would be more than what you had recorded, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It would be 124 points that you've hit him for so far. But he's still standing.
Not
And
good.
Rokus, it's your turn. Um, so,
19 to hit.
okay, hold on a second though. Uh, you're feeling something strange. Um, Tell me what emotion is Rokus feeling right now?
Desperation.
Desperation. All right, Rokus, you feel something weird. There's a flash of um coldness. You feel a chill in your body, and the corners of your eyes, you start to feel the water in your eyes is freezing. And for the next 3 rounds, you'll have +5 AC. Something weird's going on with your body that you haven't felt before.
Okay, so my AC is 23.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Roll
I
to
roll
hit
a
was a 19.
19 to hit.
That does not hit. Okay. Harbit is doing a death save. Roll a d20.
10.
10. Alright, that's a success. The lowest number you can get to get a success. Um you're feeling close to death though. But there's a ray of hope in your mind, and you can see your god Tyr distant from you in the light. Harvick, if you see this image of your god distant from you, what's your feeling right now?
My feeling is that he has given me two uh, positive tokens or helps or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping desperately that he's going to, do that now.
Okay. So nothing has happened yet, but we'll keep going. You might be able to cash in one of those favors. Pookie Jones, still, I believe, still exists without you, but he feels the connection is lost, and he's worried. Let's see. I'll do a roll for a random roll to see which room Zerafin goes into first. Okay, he's headed down one of the hallways. So he's leaving the main foyer towards the courtyard, the atrium area. So Pookie's gonna head back towards the door. Okay, it's the monster's turn. It's gonna try to hit at you, Rokus. That is a 17 to hit.
That's a miss.
And a 19 to hit.
That's also a miss, thanks to the ice armor or whatever it is.
Yeah, so that's over your normal armor class?
1, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, when he hits down this time, you actually see from your skin, you produce an icy bit of armor that comes out of your skin. And you don't know what the hell's going on, but you're happy to see it. So Lisa's turn. She's gonna try another Ray of Frost. Come on. Oh, this is a good one. 18 plus 18 plus 6, yeah. So that's a hit finally. Ooh, nice. 11 damage. Alright, Rokus, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to take my greater potion of healing.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. 1, 4, 4, 3, So I got 12 plus 4, 16 total. I'm
16
up to
total.
21.
All right. So, Ruckus, you're still standing to fight, not fleeing.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. It is Harbeck's next death save. Roll again.
11.
All right. That's another success. You see your god walking closer towards you. He's holding a warhammer in his hand. Pookie Jones is going to do a dexterity check to try to mess with the door. Oh yeah, you roll that. Sorry, not me.
What do I roll?
20? Dex with +2.
D20 plus 2?
Yeah.
17 plus 2, 19.
Okay, he's able to bump it out of the thing by clawing at it and hitting it with his nose. He gets one of the ornaments out. Do you want him to try to get all three or just one?
All 3.
Okay, so he'll have to do that again next turn.
Okay. It takes a turn.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Okay, in that case, take it in your mouth and run outside.
Out the front door?
At the back door.
Okay, like through the basement?
Yeah.
Okay, that's in. Yeah, that's the opposite way of where he went. Okay, so he's doing that. Cool. It's the monster's turn. Swinging at Rokus again. That's a miss. Ooh, that's a hit. 19 plus. Plus 8. So that's 27. Alright, 15 slashing. And 10 acid. That's 25.
On me?
Yeah.
I'm unconscious.
Oh. Alright. So as he hits you, he busts through your icy armor and it cracks and he's able to stab right into you and you fall down to the ground. Harbeck, roll your death save.
20. A natural 20.
Oh! Natural 20.
Good roll.
Harbeck, something very good happens. Not only does Tyr lift you up, you feel a vast amount of energy coming into your body. Go ahead and hit the long rest button on your character sheet.
Long rest button.
Yes. So Rokus and Icy are not able to witness this, but Celise is there to see it. Harbeck, you just start glowing in a celestial light as your god comes and lifts you up. There's a kind of a spectral image that Celise can see of a humanoid figure picking you up and standing you up on your feet. And you feel as if you've had a long rest. All your energy and spell slots have been restored. And you're
Wonderful.
on your feet. That is uses one of your favors. But I wasn't gonna do such a nice one, but that nat 20. That was a clutch nat 20.
Yeah, sure was.
Normally if you roll nat 20, that automatically gets you up anyway. So it's cashing in your favor to really get you up. So Harvick, you know what? Just to make it even more amazing, it's your turn. You're able to act on this turn. So go ahead and do whatever you want. So just remember, you have your companions are down. If you want to do a lay on hands, you could pump a bunch of your lay on hands is full also. So you can pump that into somebody.
Lay on hands is an action now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do. I think trying to take the monster out. He's got to be fairly weak at this point. So I'm gonna do as a bonus action, branding smite, and just try to fight him.
All right, cool. Branding smite,
If I give Richie
concentration.
25, that'll probably knock him out anyway.
You did hit him for 25 last time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So
Okay.
the next time you hit, you get extra 2d6 radiant damage.
Right. So.
Okay, yeah, you
wrote it.
cast that as a bonus action, so you can try to hit now. Go ahead.
Okay. 16.
16 to hit is a miss.
Now try again.
Yeah.
Shit, 11.
Nope, that doesn't
You
hit.
rolled a 2.
Yes.
Great.
You dice.
Dice suck. Yeah, boy.
Rated on the low end.
All right, you guys are having an exciting night. Pookie Jones, he feels this radiant energy coming through your telepathic connection and says, "Harvick, you're back. I got the thing out of the door. What's going on?"
Not much. We're getting beat up.
Oh, okay, I'm hiding. All right, it's the monster's turn. It's gonna try to hit Harvick. That's a 2. That misses. 15 plus 8. 23.
It's a hit.
Okay. All right. 23 slashing. You can reduce it to 20. And 12 acid. So that'd be 32 total.
First time he only gets one time. He only gets one type of damage, doesn't he?
No, every time he hits, he gets 2 types of damage from his one hit.
Okay, now is that? But the slashing is -3, right?
Yeah. So
That's a total of 30.
no, it was 23 and 12.
Okay,
23, you'd reduce it to 20,
that'll be
and then
Be
plus 12,
30,
32.
32 damage. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Selisa's turn. Yeah, she can't really help anybody here except for
The
attacking.
missile. This time you can hit him for sure.
Yeah, let's see. 3rd level spell. Can I do anything cool? She's gonna do a 3rd level magic missile here. 19 damage. Okay.
And 3 damage.
You see that the monster goes down on one knee. It's still alive. But it's getting weak. Rokus, you should do the death save, right?
Yep. I got a 9, so I got 1 fail.
Yeah, 1 fail. Okay, that's bad. Harvick's turn.
Okay, let's see if I can actually hit the damn thing. Hey, 18.
That's a miss.
Does he get a bonus
Get
action
some.
or anything?
20.
20 hits. Just hits. His AC is 20.
Okay. Okay, and I've got 10 damage plus the Bane thing,
Yeah, you can do that now.
which is 2d8, is that right? It is.
It was branding smite.
Yeah.
You get 2d6 extra radiant damage.
2d6. All right, 2d6. So 6 plus 1, that's another 7.
Okay, so 17.
So that's a total of 17.
Alright, he's still down on one knee. He looks weak and messed up. Pookie Jones is hiding still. It's the monster's turn. You see, he's like part of his back is starting to split open, and you see like you actually see like hands kind of like coming out of his spinal area from where his backbone meets his spine. There's like two hands starting to like protrude and reach out from his back. But he doesn't do any action on this turn. It's Celise's turn. She's gonna try to hit him with another. Use her last spell slot to do another magic missile attack, which will hit because it's automatic. Doing 16 damage. Okay, it looks pretty weak now. It seems like it's trying to transform or something, but it looks like it's almost dead. Ruckus, roll another death save.
This time I got a 12.
Okay, you're not dead. Harvick, it's your turn. He's not moving, so I'm gonna give you advantage.
Okay. 28. Yeah, when I don't need it.
Is that an
okay?
nat 20?
Yeah, I hit him. Oh no, 28. 19 plus 9.
Okay. Cool. You hit him. You can roll a second time to check if you get a nat 20.
Nope, I didn't.
Okay. So how much damage?
8 plus the Bane thing.
No, you don't. You only get that once.
I only get it once.
I think that's how the spell works.
I got two spell slots.
You can cast it again.
That's what I meant.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. It only works once per spell slot.
Right. Yeah. No,
okay. Cool. So you're casting
I should have said I'm. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you cast it again. So 8 plus what?
6. 4.
4?
Yeah.
8 plus 4?
Yes.
12. He has 1 hit point. Roll to hit your second attack.
Okay.
You can see him gushing green blood.
18.
Nope, that's a miss. Alright. Celise has no spells left. She runs over to the monster and tries to punch it in the face.
She didn't have any weapons on her?
No, she didn't. Actually, yeah, you have the bow thing, right? Yeah. She'd have to use the action to get a weapon out anyway. Sadly, she totally missed the punch. She says, "Damn it!" Ruckus, roll another death save.
I rolled 15.
Okay, that's 2 successes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Harvick, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, hopefully I can hit him this time. 29 to hit.
Is that a nat 20 that time?
Oh, yes, it is a nat 20.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, a nat 20 automatically hits, and it's double damage. So the final strike on him is a very impressive one. You slash towards his head as you see him almost finished his transformation, and his head gets lopped off and goes flying end over end, and splats on the floor. And you finally killed this thing not without divine intervention. But combat is over.
And I
Okay.
still have one divine intervention thing left, right?
That's right. Well, it's a favor, so it depends on what's going on. But yeah, you can cash it in
Well, okay,
certain.
so the armor over I was making sure that the armor over Rokus was not my
No, that
second.
was not related to you.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
Then
Okay, so Harbeck, you have this dead creature. You have an unconscious researcher, 2 unconscious companions, and a mage who very bravely ran in to try to punch this thing, but missed. Um, she says, "Oh God, my legs were telling me to run away, but I couldn't leave you guys.
Yeah.
Let's try to get. Do you have any healing? Let's get these guys up."
Yeah. I'll go over and touch both of them, and I guess it. Yeah, I'll go over and touch both of them, and probably going to try to do a long rest if we can anyway. So I'll give for right now at least I'll give each one of them one. That'll be enough to bring them back, right?
Just 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can bring them back with 1. That's true.
Okay, I'll give each of them one, and I'll give them some more if we decide we need to have a powwow to see what we want to do next. But
Okay, cool. So you guys both you're back to consciousness with 1 hit point now.
Okay.
my that super potion or whatever.
You see Celise starts vomiting from being so nervous. Ugh, that was so scary.
Okay, I want to ask Celise if she knows what the transformation going on was all about.
I don't know, but I do know they those mana. There's one of those zombie type creatures that can transform.
Why do you think it was transforming? That's when it couldn't do any actions.
I don't know. It looks like hands are coming out of its back.
Yeah.
Maybe it wanted to have more appendages to attack with or something.
I use my sword. I want to cut into it and see what it looks like on the inside. See if there was something else trying to come out.
Okay, yeah. You cut into the back and you see it's pretty gross, and it's full of the green slimy stuff that you've seen around with the zombie type creatures.
Okay.
And it seems like the creature was forming some, like, you can't really make it out, but it looks like it has extra bones and things that were forming within inside of it there, like arm bones and stuff. But they're like half formed.
Okay. I'm going to suggest, we'll keep our fingers crossed that Seraphin is not going to be able to get in and try to take a long rest, because we're going to have troubles as it is.
Yeah. Well, I saw a bed back in Xanophia's office. Maybe we can stay in there.
You think all of us should stay in there for a long rest?
Should be the safest place that we can be, as far as I can tell. Like,
Okay.
if we're worried about Seraphim coming in, he has to get past the security.
Right. He has to get through the door. That Pookie's got the little animal.
Oh, your dog disabled it?
Yeah.
That's
And
a
what
hell
I'm
of a
gonna
dog.
ask-
How do you know that?
Yeah. I have a. We're in telepathic communication.
Whoa. So
So I'm gonna tell the dog to go outside and bury the head
okay.
then go back in and be friendly towards Zarafin and try to keep an eye on him. And he'll tell me if Zarafin figures out a way to get through the doors while we're having our long rest.
Okay, cool. Alright, so you guys wanna so I see Rokus, you guys are back alive. You guys walk back to the room with the office with the little bed there. And you guys, before you take your long rest, I don't know if there's any conversation you want to talk about.
Wait a minute. Before we go to bed, I want to hog tie. Actually, I can. Wait a minute. Do I still have my zone of truth, or I've already used up 2 slots on there? I think that's it. Yeah, I only have 2 slots, and I did those both for branding smite, so I can't do zone of truth right now. So let's hog tie him.
Okay, and just
Not
remember,
bringing-
you can't force him to answer, even under zone of truth, because you had that with your previous guy you had tied up.
Right.
So yeah, she helps you guys tie him up. Celeste does. And she says, I don't think this creature's gonna regenerate anything, but maybe to be on the safe side, let's drag the body into that room and lock the door.
Sounds good. Into which room?
Into this containment room here.
Okay.
Is that cool with you?
Lock
You had
the door.
Yeah, you had the golden key had worked on it.
Right.
Okay, cool. So you guys listen to her advice and put him in there and close and lock the door. His head is on one side of the room and his body's on the other side. He doesn't seem to have any movement. You don't detect any life from him.
Would have thrown the head in the
Wouldn't it be better to put the head somewhere else? Leave the body locked in the room and take the head and do something else with it?
yeah.
So Lee
Squash
says,
it
I
in
don't
the
know if I don't know how the regeneration works and if it's still active or not. So I can't tell you. Only thing I can say is don't throw it into this mana reactor pit.
Why not?
Cause that mana stuff is very unpredictable. I have no idea what would happen.
Okay.
The mana disease is the more predictable way of using it.
Don't we have some explosives?
I don't think we should use that here.
I was thinking of putting it in that control thing in the center, detonating it.
I think if we're gonna do something to this, we should read the documents in Xanaphia's office first to find out how volatile this stuff is.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea.
Can take a long rest, and while Rokus is meditating, he can read.
He cannot do that. Actually,
Can
also I
Celeste-
found out like normally the meditation thing is not as powerful as how we usually do it. Like you're not supposed to be able to keep watch and all that.
Oh.
But it's okay. That's what we've been doing the whole campaign, so that's what we're gonna keep doing.
Okay. If I can meditate for 4 hours and read scrolls for 4 hours.
Yeah. You'll be finished resting before everybody else.
We're going to take our long rest now.
I think
Celeste thinks we should.
Celeste says, "Yeah, let's rest." I didn't get hurt too bad, but
You need to get your spells back, though.
yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys head to the room, and Pookie says that
Thea's
the
going upstairs.
ATC seems to have investigated most of the house as the time goes by. And they couldn't figure out what to do, and they've found the one guest room that wasn't messed up, and they're sleeping in there. And
Ask. Ask. I would ask Harbeck to see if what Zerafin's reaction was when he found Carla hanging.
okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, he says Seraphim didn't have a he had a kind of grim expression and shook his head. He didn't say anything. He says he doesn't seem to talk that much. But he didn't seem pleased with seeing that. And they have kept Finn with them. It seems that they've taken him as a prisoner, but they haven't done anything to him.
Where did they take him? Where is he now while they're sleeping?
He's in the same room, but Pookie can't Well, do you want Pookie to go in the room? He was trying to kind of keep his distance.
No.
Yeah, so he's not
If he's in
exactly
the
sure,
room.
but he's in the room with them.
Okay. No, if he's in the room with them, we'll stand pat. Just stay with Seraphin.
All right, so that's about 4 hours into your rest that they spend all that time looking around the mansion. So Ruckus, you finish your meditation. Everyone else is still resting. What would you like to do?
I'd like to
4 hours.
Start reading the scrolls and books that are in the office there.
All right. There are many, many, many documents. Is there anything you're looking for at first?
I'm looking for anything to do with the mana generator.
You find some documents talking about the mansion itself, the construction and stuff.
Okay.
It says that it was constructed a long time ago. It was designed by Xanathia herself. And she created the magic doors so that she can go through them easily, but other people can unlock them with special keys. After construction, the construction workers who helped build it were all turned into her experiments so that they wouldn't go tell anyone how the house was made. And you find that lead researcher Harvey and Xenophia have keys to the G containment room as well as the self-destruct function of the mana reactor.
Wait a minute. Okay. Now, who have the keys?
Harvey and Xenophia.
Okay, just Harvey and just Xanathia.
Yeah, it basically describes it as the level 2 security clearance. They're the
Okay.
only ones with that.
And what's this about the?
Well, Harvey.
And there's a
Okay, it's fine. You can ask questions, but your character's not awake yet.
Okay, sorry.
But I think it's fine because I'm assuming Rokus will tell you this stuff later. But what was that last question?
Last question. I'm just trying to get it. There's a self-destruct. Is
Yeah,
that a button
it
or a key?
uh, it's a. It seems like there's a way to punch in a a command.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, according to this, if you basically ignite or yeah, that's the best word for it. It's not exactly the same as something flammable, but basically, if you activate the mana, it will be powerful enough to like blow up this entire mansion and everything around. It's gonna be like a atomic bomb or something.
Okay.
Like the destruction it describes is something you've never heard of, something that
Right.
huge. And
Catastrophic?
yeah, it sounds like there's gonna be a big piece of the land missing here if you do that.
Okay.
What
And then,
how much how much time between when you activate it and
that's what
when
I
it
was going
goes
to ask.
off?
It sounds like there's that you probably can put in a command for the time limit.
Okay. So when they wake up, I tell them that maybe we should set it
Yeah,
to
well, yeah. Wait for any of that telling part. Let's keep going through your reading because you have 4 hours of reading.
okay.
So yeah, you can tell them stuff when you get up.
Can I roll for insight or perception to see if there's anything special I can get?
Okay, sure.
Okay, well, I rolled a 14 and I have 6 insight, so 20.
Uh, well, we wouldn't use insight for this. What did you? What are you exactly trying to look for?
I'm looking for um, the possibility of this being used, the mana generator being used for something other than all this evil shit.
Okay, so you're just reading through the documents, pretty much.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, you don't really need to roll for that.
Is there an antidote or anything for it?
You already got that.
Okay,
Okay. So you find something that's listed as timeline of research projects. So there's a long list of different things that she's been working on. It says in 1380 she started working with the ATC as the head of arcane R&D. And it mentions a couple things and something catches your eye. Research of Eladrin initiated.
Yep.
You keep going down, and you see search for path to Feywild. Below that, you see Eladrin breeding program.
Yep.
Births of subjects E001, E002. Birth of subject E003 Seraphim. Eventually, Eladrin breeding program discontinued. Records of Eladrin battle with Grotst discovered. You see, the Mana Gem, Mana Disease was a somewhat recent project. You see, Subject X023 Cheruzim successful. And Mana Organic Weapons deployed in 1492, which is this year. So any of those in particular that you'd like to look into next?
Yeah, look at the birth of subject E004 and 10 through 10.
Okay, it says that it was using the same methods as E001 and 2, but it was continued to be unsuccessful.
Okay.
Looking back at E001 and 2, something catches your eye.
Okay.
First of all, it's the same year you were born.
I thought I was like 70 years old.
That's right, 1422. And it's 1492 now.
Huh.
1422, subjects E001, a female, and E002, a male, were born. Both resembled specimen F, with white hair, gray eyes, and fair skin. When subjected to testing, neither subject displayed any magical abilities. When under emotional stress, an Eladrin should take on one of the 4 forms of winter, spring, summer, or fall, as described in the text. The initial subjects were failures. Subjects E001 and E002 were scheduled for termination. However, 2 of Xanophia's wizard researchers absconded with the babies to free them somewhere within Waterdeep. The researchers were taken captive and later terminated. Subjects E001 and E002 were not covered. Xanophia Donadel drew blood from the torso of Specimen N to use in a spell that would create a child. She was unable to breed Specimen M with Specimen F, so she decided to use her own blood symbol to create the fetus in the artificial womb. So anything's jumping out at you there?
Yeah, I got this tattoo on my arm that's E002. I always wondered what that was about.
No, you don't have a tattoo like that unless you really, really want to. But the description, it does sound like you. White hair, gray eyes, fair skin, found on the street of Waterdeep in 1422.
And under stress, I had a winter intervention.
Yeah,
Didn't do me much good, but
that's true. But it happened. There's nothing to confirm that is the case, but it seems very odd. 1423, subject E003 Seraphim was born. As an infant, he displayed use of fire magic when emotionally distressed. Xenophia considered Seraphim to be a possible guide to the Feywild. He displayed magical powers that were similar to the records of Eladrin. There's some records from earlier, 1420, 1421, and there's some stuff from later. Where would you want to read next? Would you want to go back further or keep going?
I want to check out the Magitech information.
Okay, about what in particular?
Just how it works and what the potentials are.
Okay. I would say for that stuff, roll an intelligence check, because I don't think that's your strong suit, this kind of thing.
The mana elixir.
Elixir is the cure for the disease.
Oh, okay. 18.
Okay. So you're able to find a part that is related to some of the stuff that you've witnessed before, the car and the rainbows. So apparently the raw mana, which is the stuff in the reactor, if it's treated in a certain way, it can be condensed into a gem form, like hardened basically, and it keeps its magical power, and they've developed this system of drawing that power out using their inventions. So in that mana gem form, the it doesn't have any ill effects on people, and doesn't spread any disease or anything. But it's kind of like dormant until activated, and then it can basically fulfill the role of a spell slot.
Huh.
How is the mana created or collected? It's a bit confusing to you, but from what you can see, it seems like the reactor actually drains the life energy and magical energy of the surrounding environment. So it's like
okay.
sucking the planet dry, like a vampire.
Why the place is unhealthy looking.
Yeah. Um.
And
And
it drains what from it? Life's.
life and magic, nature magic. Seems that there's
Life
some combination of those two to create mana. It's an alchemical thing that you're not something you can understand easily.
Okay.
Looking through stuff, you see that there's a lot of mentioning in the earlier notes about the possibility of limitless nature magic and life energy within a place known as the Feywild, and that there was an interest in discovering a way to go there so that they could create mana reactors within the Feywild in order to draw basically unlimited power into our world.
How about specimen F?
Okay. So
Anything else about that going back?
yeah, going back, you would have to do. All right, in 1420, within the ATC labs in Waterdeep, mummified Eladrin discovered in 1401 are subjected to enhanced true resurrection spell. Only one subject was successfully raised, a female Eladrin named Specimen F. The specimen died soon after. However, Xanathia was able to draw blood samples and preserve him. Male wood elves with supposed Eladrin heritage were taken captive for use in breeding. Blood samples were drawn and preserved. A male torso, kept in stasis along with the mummies, was included in the experiments as Specimen M. 1421, using blood magic, samples of the blood of the wood elves were combined with the blood of Specimen F to create an embryo in an artificial womb. Fetuses developed at a normal rate. So if you're assuming that this is describing Rukus, that would mean that your mother was an Eladrin and your father was a wood elf with Eladrin blood. As you go through this Eladrin breeding program information, so you already read through this. Let's see, 1424 E4 through E10 attempted that method from E1 and E2, but nothing happened. The subjects were terminated. Eladrin breeding program was discontinued. Subject EO3 remains in development under ATC supervision. EO3 being Seraphim.
Yeah.
Records of the battle between Eladrin and Grotz were discovered, as well as the head of Grotz, specimen M, determined to actually be Grotz. Seraphim's identity was kept secret. He was told that he was full-blooded Eladrin. So according to this, Grotz is Seraphim's father, and his mother is Xanathia.
We're half brothers.
No, because you were created by Xanathia, but your blood is of the Eladrin and the Wood Elf.
Oh, okay. Not specimen M.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you guys don't share any blood, actually, but you're created in the same laboratory by Xanathia. 1490, mana organisms created in the X series. Subject XO23 Cheruzim is created using the G formula. Cheruzim displays promise as a new bioweapon, however not ready for deployment. And reading along more, it seems that the creature that you guys just killed was Cheruzim, which was basically a clone of Seraphim, but with this mana disease stuff injected.
Nice.
There's some more information you find is stuff that Xanathia, her theories and thoughts about the Eladrin, what they were doing with Grotz. She says in her notes that the Eladrin most likely cast the spell Imprisonment on Grotz in the form of slumber. His body was then cut into pieces, and his great sword Wave of Sorrow was taken from him. The body part relics and the weapon were entombed in dungeons across Faerun and by the Eladrin. In the years after, the majority of Eladrin elves returned to the Feywild in the hopes of sparing Toriel from being targeted by the Demon Lords. Xanathia keeps the head of Grotz in Donadel Mansion in G Containment. The torso is still in the labs at Waterdeep. You read that the ATC seems to have no interest in resurrecting Grotz. Xanathia is a bit worried that Seraphim's body may be compatible to be used as an avatar of Grotz, and says that Seraphim should be kept away from the Grotz relics. And she goes into some more theories about basically the elves probably kept his body intact so that he couldn't return to the abyss. Basically, if you destroy, she says that if you have an avatar of a god in the world, it cannot re-enter the world as long as that avatar is there. So it can only have one avatar within the material plane. So if they, after defeating Grotz, if they were to destroy his body, he would just reincarnate back in the abyss and be able to continue attacking. But divided into pieces, he's kind of stuck, can't do anything. But he's technically still alive. Okay, that's a ton of information. Anything else you're looking to find out?
What about this battle?
She says that the battle wasn't well documented. What she's found is that the basically the entirety of the Eladrin race was in doing battle with the demons following Grotz from the abyss. Someone had summoned him into the material plane. And
Grotz, bad confused there.
what's that?
the Grats, are they sort of evil or are they not evil?
Grotz is the demon lord, an evil demon lord.
Super evil.
Okay.
Chaotic evil. You actually find an illustration of Grotz alongside some of the stuff. And I'm not sure if you've seen this, but you find an illustration of the Eladrin.
So, that looks like the sword Zarafin had.
So yeah, looking at it, it sort of resembles it, but you can tell it has a few unique features that it's not the same.
Okay.
It has this weird hook at the end, and it looks a bit thinner, but it's curvy and spiky. The one that you saw Seraphim having is seemed to be not a common sword exactly, but something from the Eastern kingdoms.
Would we be able to tell if it was magical?
We've got detect magic.
Yeah, you'd have to cast this detect magic on it.
Well, we have a lot of options when these guys wake up.
Yeah,
Might be evil because both his parents are evil.
what I'm wondering. And I've got detect evil. Whatever else you want to call it. The
Okay, so yeah, you about 4 hours of reading past that you get all that information, and Harbeck and the others wake up, and PJ says that the ATC guys are still sleeping, and yeah, Rokus, do you start sharing the information when they get up?
Yeah.
Okay, so it
is
takes
Zarafin
them.
sleeping too?
Apparently, he is. Yeah, so Rokus does his best to explain. He takes out the documents and the specific parts that he um found to show you guys. And yeah, if you guys are unclear on anything, since that was a lot of information, you can ask questions to me now and I'll clarify things if you're not sure.
I have a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to hear your thoughts of what's your take on everything. Also,
Well,
Like both Rokus and Zarafin were created by this.
yeah.
And I think Rokus, because they didn't use evil to create him, that he's not evil. But it's looking like Zarafin was created by two evil people, so the chances that he's evil are pretty good. Yeah.
Never know.
And it sounds like your mood affects
Well, if
your abilities or enhances your abilities.
I'm stressed out. So can I experiment and see if I can stress myself out?
sure.
I'll get all anxious and
See if you can. Yeah, you kind of try to meditate in a different way than usual, where you're usually trying to be calm, but this time you're focusing on negative things. So, or is that what you want to do? You can try
yeah,
whatever. Tell me what emotion you're kind of going for.
just intense need and like that desperation feeling at during the battle when everything was going wrong.
Okay. So you kind of think back to that as you meditate, and roll a d20 plus your charisma.
I help by taunting and tickling him, my sword and things like that. I'd love to be able to do that. That'll give him help.
I think that would distract him more than anything.
Well,
Uh,
I rolled a nat 20
Oh,
Wow.
what's your charisma?
-1.
All right, the nat 20 though is good. But yeah, it's out of combat. -1, 19. Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah. You're able to kind of freak yourself out, and you get kind of a panicked feeling. You don't really feel it's not really working at first, but then you start thinking more about the sadness of your companions being on the ground, and that's when it starts to take effect. And yeah, you can feel you feel like you want to cry, but I don't know. Does Ruckus allow himself to cry?
Sure, I'm trying to figure this out.
So this is, I would say, this is something that Ruckus is not used to, and he's not someone who would want to cry in front of other people normally. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So I think this is, you're starting to realize this is part of why you've never awakened this in yourself before. So it's your personality, you're not a very emotional person. And this is one of the first times that you felt that kind of desperation. And yeah, focusing on the sadness that you felt, not for yourself, but for your companions. That you're able to cry a frozen tear. And your friends notice your skin go even paler than usual. That your hair is kind of glistening like snow. But it just lasts for a moment and goes away.
Okay.
Winter.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling now that we're awake?
Well, I'm still kind of recovering from the chaos of the battle. And
You might be 4 seasons, and I think the winter season is sadness. So I'm just trying to figure out what the spring season would be, the summer season would be, and the fall season. What emotions would trigger those?
I don't know if
We've
I
got
have
that
any
written
more
down somewhere.
I don't know if I have any more than one.
Yeah,
How about how about
Harvick and Rokas, you guys, I don't remember which one of you had it, or I don't think it was Icy, but you guys had found some
yeah.
journal
Uh-huh.
from, where was that, Torrelay, that was
And
describing some of that
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
it helped us open that
Yeah. It's
figure out the lock.
Yeah. Would you like
Can
to
I
review that now? I can
can I
go back to that
experiment
document.
with
either that or we
can
can
I
scroll up and find it.
Ian, could you review that for us, Ian?
Yeah, that's fine. I have it in
I
my
was
documents, so it'll be easy.
I was just curious if I could try winter with sadness. Could I try another emotion and see if I can bring up any other phenomena?
In that journal from Torley.
It said when they feel joy, they take on the appearance of spring. Angry, they feel the fiery form of summer.
Yeah.
Generosity does fall, and sadness for winter.
Let me try focusing how pissed off I was and see if that has any fire effect.
Okay,
I can
roll.
definitely help there. I can definitely give an advantage on that.
Rokus,
I rolled him.
are you explaining what you're doing to your companions so that
Yeah,
Harvek
yeah,
would
yeah,
know that?
yeah. And believe it or not, I just rolled another nat 20.
All right, yeah.
Be sure waste your
Do,
nat 20s.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you.
sure do.
Yeah, you needed those like 5 minutes ago.
I've had one time in battle I ever got a nat 20,
Yeah.
and I've never rolled two in a row.
Sorry, man. All right, yeah. Uh, so Rokus, is kind of. I'll let this up to you. Do you think you would achieve this feeling with Harvek's help, or do you need to um
I
meditate
think that
more
would
on
be.
yourself?
I, I picked that one because that one I think would be easy to do.
Okay. So which one
Whether
are
Harbeck
you
helps
letting
or not.
Harvick help or not?
If he wants to, it's fine. But
Okay.
Or if it
I'm
gives him advantage.
No,
I
it's
already got a nat 20.
yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think for storytelling, like, how does Rokus feel? Okay. So yeah, you are able to light a fire within yourself. You feel the warmth and the heat burning up. It's at first it just feels like how you feel when you get adrenaline pumping, but then it
Yeah,
just gets hotter than that, and you can feel like fire within yourself burning, but it doesn't hurt. It feels like a tingly feeling. The others can kind of see a fire in your eyes. Your eyes kind of turn a golden color as they kind of blaze up. But you don't feel any kind of outward effect from the fire. But yeah, you're able to call it up, and you do feel it's a bit easier to get in touch with your angry feelings.
okay. So I explained to him. I say I've got these different aspects. So when we're doing stuff, I'll be trying to
Now,
particularly huh?
generosity is fall, correct?
Yeah.
I'm surprised nothing happened when you were helping those kids out.
I think Rokus, you probably would know, like, from your own point of view, that you've been a kind of person who tries to play it cool all the time, and you usually, you know, if someone does something for you or you do something for them, you just say, yeah, yeah, no problem, it's nothing, and you don't really play into your emotions.
But now I'm conscious of this and could try to
Yeah, and now you did roll 20s to do it, but it did take effort. Like, it wasn't just it was a kind of
yeah.
a form of meditation that you did in order to really focus on those emotions.
And what was spring again?
Joy, joy.
Joy.
Joy. Okay.
Yeah,
I
and
could be
now
joyful in my harassment of Harbeck.
yeah, but you think back to joy and you think about um a lot of times when you've been in happy situations, but you've always kind of limited yourself, and you didn't want to look foolish, so you wouldn't really go out of your way to enjoy yourself even that much. Like, when everyone else
Yeah.
was dancing, you'd you'd kind of stay off to the corner, or you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Rokus is having a bit of self-discovery here. But you're not sure, you haven't seen any record of what these can actually do for you as term in combat or any other kind of like ability. So
Yeah.
you're not sure what this can really do for you, but you did witness one thing, which was during that battle, you were able to bring up icy armor,
Yeah.
which is you're not able to recreate that right now.
Right.
So you're not
But
sure exactly
close.
what you need to do.
I came close. At least I understand the the concept.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That was cool. Any other clarifications or anything? There was, like I said, there's a lot of information, so I think it's good if we take it slow from here. Make
Okay.
sure you guys understand everything, all that stuff that was dumped on you.
Thinking way too much of us.
So we've got a we're sitting on a self-destruct mechanism that we can set to blow.
Well, let's talk to Harvey and see what's going on. See if we can get anything from him.
Okay. You want to be nice to him?
We'll start out being nice, and let's talk to Celeste. See if she knows anything about him. What does she think about him?
Um, he's always been a kind of a arrogant asshole. Um, but not any more than any other boss I've ever had.
Okay.
Um, I mean, he's a intelligent wizard. He knows he knows a lot more about all this stuff we've been researching than I do. But
Okay.
I would
Oh,
assume he's, you know, pretty loyal to Xenophia. I don't know if she has some leverage on him.
well, she has leverage on him. Okay. Um. So if she had leverage on him,
I said I
and
don't know if she did. It's possible.
right, right. So what I'm thinking of it though is that uh, if um she's put some sort of leverage on him,
Like a spell?
then wouldn't the divine sense pick that up? That's pretty evil.
Mm, no, it wouldn't work that way. You could do that'd be more like detect magic.
So you think it's detect magic would be the way to do it?
Yeah, if you're looking for effects of a spell.
Yep. Before you cast a bunch of spells on him, remember we've got likely have to face Zarafin. We're gonna need all the spells we got.
All right, so
Are you
you
gonna
guys
take
have
another?
just talked about Seraphim and stuff, and Celie says, "Yeah, let's talk about Seraphim a little bit." You said you told us his history here. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm a product of the lab too. I'm not gonna hold that against him.
I mean, they specifically said to keep it a secret from him.
Oh,
I would really like to be able to cast a divine sense on him because I think he might be neutral, either neutral or good.
Yeah,
If he's not evil,
if you can
if
do
he's not evil, but
yeah, you if you as a paladin you have a ability to confirm if someone's evil or not. I would say yeah, if we can find out if he's evil, if we show him this information right here,
okay.
I
Now
don't think
what?
he's gonna be happy with the ATC or Xenophia.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
that's
let
what
me see.
I've been thinking.
I say, as an action, you can defeat good and evil and, wait a minute, until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the follow spell or know the location of any celestial. Okay, now it doesn't say anything about range. So could I cast that and then ask Pookie?
It does have a range. It says within 60 feet.
Okay. If we went up to the, what I'm thinking of though is that if we get within, where does it say 60 feet?
It's like in the middle.
Oh yes, okay. Yeah, I need to. Yeah. Okay.
And it can't be behind
Right.
total cover, so you have to be able to see
Right.
them. Not see them, but they, like, if they're invisible, you could do it, but they have to be. There can't be anything blocking you in them. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, it would work on an invisible fiend as long as it wasn't behind a wall.
Okay.
So it's not actually that you see them, but they have to be nothing between your eyes and it. So yeah.
Okay. What we could do. Do we have? All right. Let me ask Celeste. Do we have the ability to open and close those doors?
I haven't found the controls for that yet, but we haven't really looked yet. But yeah, Harvick did it. I mean, sorry, not Harvey. Harvey, researcher Harvey, locked the doors from back here somewhere. So now that we have level 2 security, we should be able to unlock them.
Okay. What we could do then is I could get Pookie to go back and get the other head and give that to Zarathan. Let him open that. That would let him open the door, and then we could open that. Let me go back and look at how that room looks like.
We have
again.
candlesticks, so we can get from level 2 to level 1 with no problem.
Right.
We prop
yeah,
the
I
doors
forgot
up
about
with the
that.
candlesticks.
Yeah, so we can go back to there. But what I'm thinking of.
So if we don't want them to get here, we can take the candlesticks out. If we want to go there, we can get in easily.
Okay, here's what I would suggest, though. That now, if we open the door to level 1, and then Pookie gives it, and he comes down. Okay, if we stand back a little bit, we cast the divine sense on him. If it's evil, and we yell to Celeste to immediately close the door again. And if he's either good or not evil, then we'll try to negotiate with him.
Okay, there's one thing. Those security doors,
Yeah.
level 1 and level 2, they both had very small rectangular windows in them, so you can actually see through. They're about 6 inches high and a foot wide.
So I'd be able to cast that on him and then without actually closing the doors.
Yeah, if it sounds like you're saying, like, let him down into the labs and then use the security doors to keep them between you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd be able to look into the kind of lobby area through the glass windows in the security doors.
And then we'd be able to.
Yeah, you'd be able to assess if he's what he is before he can make contact with you.
Right.
Can use pass without a trace so that we sort of blend into the walls. And I could always also do hold person, so I could hold him while you checked him out.
Don't bother.
I don't think we need to.
Don't bother with pass without a trace. But if we have to fight him, you can try hold person.
But we may have to fight the the 5 ATC guards. So
Well,
maybe
that's
we'll
why
use
I'm
it then.
that's why I'm heading I'm thinking get him by himself and then get the dog to lead him out. Give him the thing in
Yeah.
his hand. I don't think he'd bother telling the guards. So he's still just looking around.
Well, he told the guards to wait outside when he went in the place in the first place, so
Yeah,
he might do the same thing going downstairs.
what I'm thinking.
We'll see.
Okay.
That sounds like a good
That
idea.
would be our plan A, and then we can have plan B and C as backups.
And plan whatever it is. I see if we're in a fight with him, you can shoot your magic missiles. But after that, use your healing spells. Stay healthy. Drink potions. Don't let yourself get knocked out. That was dumb.
We got all our spells back, so I've got lots of spells.
Well, the problem is that like you tried doing that and it didn't work because that guy's so powerful. Zerafen's going to be the same way. Those potions don't give you enough stuff back to be able to take another hit. They're useless.
She could have taken a potion and hit herself with a healing spell and gotten up high enough where, if nothing else, she could have kept him preoccupied while we pounded on him.
No.
Yeah, that
Long
is
rest,
true.
I
You
have
can
9 spell
you can
slots.
drink a potion with the action and use a healing word as a bonus action. That would work.
Okay, if we're going to do
Just
that, then
Can
how
I
many?
Sorry,
Yeah,
IC,
all
go
right.
ahead. IC, go ahead.
As a result of having a long rest, I have 9 spell slots, and
Yeah.
one of them is pass without trace, one is hold, one is haste. But because Harbeck has a thing where he doesn't have to use a spell to help heal, I could give you haste. So if something happens, you could run to us and touch us quickly.
That's a good one.
Right? Is that right, Ian?
Yeah, haste is a good one to do on Harbeck at the start, so he can disengage
need it,
as a bonus action, I think, with that.
Okay.
And he can run around healing you guys. Also, Celise, she's a wizard, and so she says to IC, like, yeah, in combat, I would, if I were you, I would have disengaged when he was right in front of me and retreated so I could do ranged spells.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
don't
was
be
trying to
afraid.
do.
Don't be afraid to run away. Using your action to disengage and getting behind your teammates is always gonna be a good idea for us magic users.
Yeah.
So that's Elise's suggestion.
Because the nice thing about pass without a trace, I can put that on all 4 of us. The haste I could put on Harbeck, so that if something
Pass
happens,
without a
he can
trace
get
would
specially.
not help at all
And-
in that
Pardon me?
situation.
I can't
And
hear you. If two people are talking, I can't hear. What did you say?
Sorry. The I was just gonna say, pass without a trace is very limited. I think you keep using it in your mind as invisibility, and it is not like that. It's just you're like camouflaging yourself against a wall or something. You can't just walk around in combat with pass without a trace.
Okay.
Don't you have an invisibility spell though?
She does have invisibility. Pass without a trace is very good if you and your group wants to sneak around before you've gotten into combat, but not useful at all in combat.
But invisibility in combat sounds very useful.
Until you strike.
She could make herself invisible and then run away. But she needs the spell slots for that. She was running low. But anyway, I think we shouldn't dwell on the combat too much. But yeah, I think IC should generally try to be more defensive and at range. You're better off disengaging and running a lot of the time. But yeah, okay. So you guys, do you want to go forward with your plan to lower Zeraphim down?
What do you think, Rokus and Heisey?
I think that sounds fine to me.
At least you can look through the door to find out if he's, if he is good or evil or if he's neutral. And Pookie could always lead him back upstairs. Like, Pookie could just, go over and rub up against his legs to show that he's friendly, because he did pat him, and then
Oh,
you
that
could
yeah.
sort of lead him down. And then if you find out that he's evil, you could get Pookie to act like he has to go to the bathroom. He has to be let outside. Just my ideas.
Yeah.
All right, I'm drawing on the map for that level 1 security area.
I think that would work. The thing is, if there's a little window, he said. So if we do that, if he tries to batter down the doors, at least we would be able to
Retreat back behind level
retreat
2.
and cast spells on him while he's beating the door down. So yeah, we can try that. I'm thinking maybe. Well, I guess first thing is find out if he's evil or not.
All right. So, is that what you want to do?
You think? What do you guys? I think so. I can't think of a better thing. What do you guys think?
It's
I
a good
think
plan.
that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, let's find out what we're dealing with.
Okay.
All right, cool. So, Pookie goes to find Seraphim when he wakes up, and
He has to go dig up the head first.
oh yeah, that's right. And he brings along the head to Seraphim, and drops it in front of Seraphim, and then kind of spins in a circle, and then does a little bow and runs off a little bit, and looks like he's waiting for Seraphim. And Seraphim picks it up and starts to follow Pookie. And Pookie leads him to the door. And doesn't take him long to realize that it fits in. And he pushes it into the door and opens it up. The ATC guards are not with him. They seem to be looking around other parts of the mansion, and he doesn't go to get them or anything. And he starts walking down the stairs.
Oh, can you hold it for a sec? While he's doing all that, I just had another thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's if he turns out to be either good or neutral. What we could do is we have all those papers about stuff reading about and everything.
Yeah.
Would be to open the door fast enough to throw those papers out and let him read about it, so he'll know where we're at this point.
And also we have the suicide note from Carla. Put that in
Right.
there too.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's another detail yet that I forgot was so these did find a way to undo the security. So she inputted her level 2 badge, and now she has control over these doors. You need to be able to you need to have a level 1 security to go through it. So all of you guys can go through these 2 doors without being.
I have an extra badge. I
hit.
picked up 2 badges, so if Seraphin's interested, we can give him a badge.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, and she I don't know, we haven't said it before, but yeah, there's a powerful attack will happen to you if you go through there without a badge. So, yeah,
Okay.
you guys are aware of that. All right, so he's coming down the stairs with Pookie behind him. Or leading him? I don't know. Where do you want Pookie to be?
Pookie will be right behind him.
Okay.
If he turns out, and I tell Pookie, if he turns out to be evil, scamper up those stairs as fast as you can.
All right, he comes around the corner, and you see him coming into view. See his feet. Do you want to cast your
Divine sense, I think
divine
it is.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that doesn't cost a spell slot or anything. It's just a feature.
That does. No,
It
I've
uses
got
your
four.
defense. That's not a spell slot though. That's a special thing
Yeah,
for divine
but
sense.
I use a slot. Yeah, I use whatever the slot for
Yeah,
divine
there's
sense.
four. You have four
Right,
uses per long rest.
right. Yeah, so I use one of those.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So you see basically a neutral aura around him. But it's very volatile. So if I was to describe it with colors, like if black is evil and white is good or something like that, neutral would come off as a gray color. Um,
Okay.
his gray is kind of like boiling though. You can feel like person has done a lot of things in his life, good things and bad things. Um, so unlike maybe a farmhand or someone who comes off as neutral, this guy, it seems like, yeah, he's kind of a conflicted um aura of neutrality. But yeah,
Okay,
not evil and not good.
okay.
Not in a
Let's
spiritual sense. He's not like an angel or a devil.
right.
Also, you see when you look for celestial fiend undead, you can see some of his fiendish heritage. Um, but he's not registering as a fiend. But
Okay.
he's got kind of a fiendish tint to his being. If you had not read that his father was a demon ahead of time, you might not have been able to determine what this meant. But because you've read that, it makes sense to you that this must be a kind of a half fiend. This is what a half fiend looks like.
Okay. I use my history check and my. Don't forget, I had a thing about demons to see if um, there's any chance of that person not being evil. They're the
Okay, cool.
spawn of demons.
Sure. Roll a history check with advantage since you've researched demons.
12 is the first one. 7 for the second one. 12.
12. Um so for the history aspect, you have not heard of any fiend or half fiend which was good. But as far as you can tell, um most half fiends were not created in such a strange way. They're usually born of you know, and a demon like raping someone or something like that. So usually very um evil conception, I guess you could say. Um and you don't think a half fiend has to be evil per se. But you have no evidence, no history that backs that up. You just think um more from your learning that um creatures such as orcs and things like that, which are usually thought of as being evil, don't have to be evil as long as they don't follow an evil god. So yeah, you
Do we
see
have
him as neutral, and you don't have anything to see that he would be evil.
Okay. So then our plan was, and we opened the door just long enough to toss the papers out for him to read, and then we watched to see what he does after he's read them.
Okay, are you gonna try to talk to him as you throw the papers out?
Yell to him to read some history about what's been
Yeah.
going on here.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of throw out the papers as you're doing your divine sense before he gets really in range. And the papers land on the floor as he's kind of realizing what's going on. And you close the door behind you. Harbeck, you would be in the center here at that point then. He says, "What is the meaning of this?"
Can he hear us through the door?
Yeah, it's a bit muffled, but it's just a normal. The sound penetrates the way it would with a normal door. So he says, "What's the meaning of this?"
And so we say that we think that this is a very evil thing that's going on. If you're neutral, we're hoping that you think it's evil as well.
Also, this room is full of carnage from before.
Yeah.
That's true. He's looking. Thank you for reminding me of that, because I did forget, actually. He sees. I guess that's what caught his attention as he came down. So he didn't notice you guys at first, but yeah, he says, "What are these papers? Who are you?"
Hope that we are friends, and that you are a friend to us.
Once you know the history of this, we think you would want to be on our side, not on Xanathia's side.
Xanathia? He kind of watches you as he kneels down to pick up some of the paper. Before he starts reading, he says, "Is this your faithful hound?"
I'll go yes.
He starts to read the papers. "Where did you get these documents?"
Xanathia's office.
He walks towards the door slowly. And he's quite close to you, but there's the door between you guys.
And we'll back off.
You'll back up?
Back off, yeah.
Are you going to go through the second door?
Right by the second door and tell Celeste to open it up fast, to have it open, but as soon as we step back, close it again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, actually, the way the doors are now, she doesn't have to unlock it or anything. Rokus can open it from where he is.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah. Xeraphim approaches the door and says, "Would you show me where you got these?"
Tell him to leave his sword outside.
So Rokus, you're looking through the glass. You can see him. He can see you through the windows.
Yeah. I tell Harbeck to tell him to leave his sword outside.
Well, actually, if I do a zone of truth and the person is willing, it automatically works, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Let me just do a zone of truth, and and he'll acquiesce, so we don't have to worry about it failing.
Okay, do you want to explain that to him then?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to say to him?
Okay, what I'll say is, all right, we will be glad to show you where this came from, but I'm going to do a zone of you're going to acquiesce to my doing a spell of truth or a zone of truth.
Mm-hmm.
To show that you're not lying to us and you're going to ambush us or anything like that. And once we've shown you where we got it, if you decide you're still against us, and this is like a truce, and you'll have to go back to this room, and we close the doors again. I'm a paladin, so you know I'm telling the truth as well.
I have great respect for the paladins. I will acquiesce.
Okay. So let's see. I cast the Zone of Truth.
What would you
And-
ask of me?
Okay, then I'm saying, are you willing to call the truce? You said, call a truce. We'll go up to we'll show you where you got all these things from. Xanathia's office. This is where we got them from. And then you will decide whether or not you are with us or against us. And if you are not with us, which means if you're neutral, this would be count 2. If you're not with us, you'll go back down to where you are right now. We'll close the doors and we'll be back where we are right now.
I agree.
Okay.
And you see that he's telling the truth.
Right.
All right, and
we
we're over time a bit. I think we should stop.
Oh,
Yeah,
session.
this is a good stopping spot.
Yeah, so sort of an anti-cliffhanger. But it's still a bit of drama here. We don't know what exactly he's gonna do next. But he has promised to have a little truce with you as he wants to learn more about what's going on himself. Okay, cool. That's where we'll stop it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any thoughts about today's session?
Well, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Lots of battling and
Like
lots of story.
Thank goodness for Harvey finally getting a better roll. That 20 was a good one.
Yeah.
About time, considering all the misses I did.
My gosh, I know. You
I
roll
missed him
pretty
like
bad
6.
usually.
I think I missed him, like 6 times out of 8 or something like that.
I had a bunch of misses at the end too.
Alrighty, cool. Well, we'll catch you guys next Sunday then.
Okie dokie. Same
All right.
bat
See you around.
time, same bat channel.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Bye.